Tonight we're here with Andy Tillman and Alan Shiffer to talk a little bit about what's gone on with Andy in these last 50 years. So Andy, what would you like to talk about?
Well, not gray hair, but I would like to just kind of give a shout out and a thanks to my South Salem High School classmates. I attended South halfway through my sophomore year, and you may remember that I came from a small farming community in Northeast Oregon. So I started out with a class of 30 kids in my four-year high school, and all of a sudden I was with 750 students. Wow. in a three-year high school that was on, I think, 2 shifts. So it was quite a shock to go from kind of one extreme to the other. And what I just remember most about classmates are that how nice they were. I didn't know anyone and didn't have a group of friends or a social or economic group or a hobby club or anything. And by my senior year, I was a student body president. So that was totally unexpected and still can't quite figure out how or why it happened. But South was a good experience for me. I meet so many people that hated their high school years. Mm-hmm. But it was a tumultuous time. Kent State, was a shock that our parents would rather, kill us than listen to us. I remember struggling with Pappy Hirschberger and West to get any kind of a little demonstration about the Vietnam War. And it was a struggle to get pants for women. And that
was a big deal.
Yeah, it was. And that's actually one of my early high school memories was after we got that through. I was walking down the hall, and for some reason, everyone else was in class. I was probably going to the principal's office or something. And Marsha Beck walks by in a brown kind of leather slacks, just looked like $1 million, and said, "Thank you." And I still remember that to this day. Mm-hmm. And I remember Luanne at a fundraiser for Goodwill. We had a silly little tricycle race.
Oh yeah, that was fun.
And you somehow found an adult tricycle for me. So, the wheel is like up to here. And so I just tore around the ring and, raised money for South Salem and Goodwill. And that was because of you. So wherever I turned, I was running into kind of unexpected kindnesses. And I think that stayed with me all these years. It's made me appreciate a kind word doesn't cost anything.
Well, Andy, that's a really nice reflection on you as well. I mean, I think on our whole class, but I want to commend you for that and sharing that observation. And I think we had a remarkably good class and community that this is my recollection. We didn't have, I think we had just lots of good folks. There wasn't, broken into too many fragments, didn't talk to one another. I think everybody really, to the best of my recollection, really was, thoughtful and good. And got in a little bit of trouble every so often, but nothing too bad.
It was good fun trouble.
Good fun trouble, right?
Nothing we'll talk about anyway. It's a family show, right?
That's right. That's right. So what did you do directly after high school?
Just went to Willamette for 2 years, then transferred to University of Oregon because I was doing a philosophy major, and John Wisdom was a contemporary of Bertrand Russell. He, as an old man, he was teaching at U of O, so I transferred to U of O just to take classes from him. And I graduated with a double major in philosophy and literature. And I was a teacher's aide for 2 years, but just realized that really teaching wasn't for me, and I didn't want to be in academia. So even though I had grown up on a wheat farm with thousands of cattle and dozens of horses and mules, I never really expected to make a career in any way in agriculture. My folks didn't really encourage that. So when I had a summer job at the Oakland Zoo in college, I kind of fell in love with exotic animals. And the curator there was a family friend, a veterinarian, and he got me into the American Association of Zoological Parks and Aquariums. So I was able to buy animals from zoos. So I started buying llamas, and people from all over came out to look at them. And I thought, gosh, I can sell these things. I have a philosophy and literature degree and unemployable. So what else am I going to do? And, so that took off right away. That was not difficult. But on an emotional and a spiritual level, I needed animals. I'd been away from it and in my head a lot, with literature and philosophy, and realized that I just kind of needed to touch the earth and have babies and deliver placentas and get up at midnight and bottle feed animals. And, it was a good life. It was a balanced life.
Mm-hmm. And so you raised llamas for your career.
Yeah, for 35 years.
Wow.
I started the Owners Association, the International Llama Association, the Alpaca and Llama Show Association for showing animals. I wrote the breed standard for llamas. I wrote the first book about llamas, Speechless Brothers, The History and Care of Llamas. I published a book of poetry called Mountain Poems and How I Got There. I published a lot of articles about scientific research, about Camelidae, the
About what?
agency, about camels.
Oh,
Llamas, alpacas, camels, vicuñas, guanacos. The Agency for International Development Small Ruminant Project asked me to go to Peru and teach campesinos scientific methods of raising llamas.
wow.
And I learned as much from them as they learned from I. And that really led me to importing and exporting llamas and alpacas.
Wow.
So with Cheryl, we imported twice from Bolivia and once from Chile and exported all over the world.
Now tell us who Cheryl is.
My wife.
Well, there you go.
My wife Cheryl is a large animal veterinarian, and we met on July 4th weekend in 1985. I had a llama with a fever of unknown origin, and I was referred to Washington State University for this mystery. And Cheryl was the resident there teaching senior veterinary students. So I was her first client, and Nairobi, the llama, was her first patient. And Nairobi was the first llama to ever be CAT scanned. And so she fed through the orifice of the CAT scan machine, and WSU is kind of world famous in radiology. So that was a happy coincidence. And 3 years later, we were married.
Well, so that worked out.
It did. Cheryl fell in love with llamas right away. And,
And hopefully you as well.
it took a while, but finally noticed that I kept coming back to WSU.
Having sick llamas. Oh, look,
Yep.
here's another one.
Stubbed her toe.
It's a good cause.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
Yeah, so we retired from that officially in 2007. And we have 3 very, very, very old llamas now as pets, but hasn't been a commercial part of our life since 2007.
But it was a very satisfying career, huh?
Yeah, it was in many ways. I certainly got to travel a lot and see the world, and live in mud huts with stone walls and
Wait, where would you live in mud huts with stone walls?
anywhere in South America.
Not in Athena. Where?
Yeah, Bolivia, Peru, Chile. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. Spent a lot of time in South America,
Well, that's great. That's great.
which was hard on me because I got altitude sick on a thick rug. After 10,000 feet, I've got the headache,
Oh, man.
Roche de la Mer, altitude sickness of the sea. So the first 2 weeks were always tough. I had to pack enough red blood cells to
Yeah.
handle the altitude. And Cheryl has real low blood pressure and we just hit the ground running. So hard to keep up.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like a fascinating career.
Yeah, it
So
was
what-
totally unexpected, but it was fun.
And so what are you looking forward to at the reunion in September?
Well, I've been to 2 reunions
Mm-hmm.
and I'm just trying to hang on to my hair and my
Hair
weight
looks great.
until September. And that's all that matters to me.
And so, Alan, tell us a little bit about the details that you know of for the reunion in September.
Well, I'd encourage both of you to chime in as we talk about these things because both of you are involved as well. Along, we have a kind of a small team, which includes the 2 of you, as well as Stephanie Neer, as well as Bill Fuji. And then we have a great committee in Salem that kind of pulling all the different pieces together. But it's been quite the journey to get us to this point. And I think we're trying to figure out, okay, when can we actually get together? But we've got this date now of Saturday, September 18th. And it's going to be at Gilgamesh, which is a well-known place in Salem owned by a classmate. And I think the event's going to be from 4 o'clock to 8 o'clock that night. But what I really encourage you to do is to sign up at the southsalem1970.com. And if you go to that website and you just register on the website, you don't have to pay any money or anything, but just register. And once you register there, then you get all the information updates about what's going on about the actual reunion.
Yeah. And you know, we have several musicians in our class. I think we should probably arrange to talk to Randy Fluke and a few other people about maybe providing music. Tom Haley in his interview would offer to take photographs. So we have some work to do yet.
There's plenty of opportunities, right?
Call on our talented classmates.
Yes,
I
that's
think
really
that's
true.
a great idea.
Yeah. But just get the word out there too. Just as other people see this, we're still looking for folks. If you go to the website, there's a list of people that we don't have the contact information for. So we're definitely wanting to do that. Or if you see, Luanne, tell us about the Facebook and the YouTube accounts.
Yeah, on Facebook, if you go to South Salem 1970, you will find a link there that you can find the YouTube channel that this will appear on. And if you would like to share your memories of South Salem and the 50 years that you've been graduating